And Thomas Tuchel has named his squad, leaving out the likes of Jack Grealish as well as Jude Bellingham. This is what he had to say about Jude Bellingham. He said he hasn't finished one full match until now. He has only started one match, so he is at the moment in the period where he gets his rhythm, where he gets back to full strength. There is that extra layer into the decision, but the decision stays. He wanted to be called up. We had a phone call. There was no issue from that. He just lacks rhythm. Stevie, what do you make of this?
I think Thomas Tuchel's doing the right thing. I think it's a little early to look into a problem between Tuchel and Bellingham because, quite frankly, I think what Tuchel's doing is best for both parties. You know, I don't think Bellingham's ready to play in the international stage. He's better off being back in Madrid and getting himself back to 100% fitness. So I don't see a problem with this whatsoever. So yeah, the problem may arise the next time Bellingham's in the squad. If Tuchel, as he's talking about, he likes the continuity of what he had the last international break, we'll see whether that's just talk or whether he actually means it the next time Bellingham's in the squad. Because the next squad, Bellingham will be 100% fit. That'll be the tester. It's dead easy for Thomas Tuchel to say anything right now. Once Bellingham's back in the fold, that's when we'll find out.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Jan, because we know that Thomas Tuchel and Bellingham do have a little bit of a history at least. Or do you agree with what Stevie has to say?
Well, I think nothing is done and said for the wrong reasons here. First of all, Tuchel is coming from a 5-0 in Serbia, which was a great result for them. So this is the time to do something. And as Stevie is saying, then he can go backwards, find any argument, because Bellingham hasn't been fit. He hasn't played a full game yet. So that's fair. I also think it's the right time in front of a World Cup to show your squad filled up with great football stars. And maybe the biggest of them all, next to Kane, is Jude Bellingham. So the leader, Thomas Tuchel, he has the chance now to show everybody that the biggest thing for me is the team, not the individual player. When we see the first game in the World Cup, Jude Bellingham will play for England. But maybe we then see back that what he's doing now is the right thing to do. Not maybe because of Jude, and I agree with Stevie as well. It's better for him now to train, maybe take a bit of that pressure off. I understand that. But it's good for the rest of the team to see we're winning 5-0 in Serbia. I stick with the same boys. I go with more or less the same squad. And we take it from there. This is a trust to you guys. Jude Bellingham will be back. Jude Bellingham will be very vital for England. But to find that balance with one of your star players is very important. And what is a better time to do that 7-8 months before the World Cup, instead of this being a case 1 month or a pre-match before the World Cup. So I think Thomas Tuchel, although I'm a big fan of Jude Bellingham, I support Thomas Tuchel because I understand what he's doing. He's sending some signals, not only to Jude Bellingham, he's also sending some signals to the other players who is in that England squad.
Yeah, just to Jan's point, Shaka, the fact that he said, you know, Thomas Tuchel himself kind of came out and spoke about that they need to also learn to not be so over-reliant on star players like a Jude Bellingham as well. Do you think with what he's doing and how he's managing these stars, is he flexing his muscles a little bit in this? I'm
not sure it's a case of flexing his muscles. It's just a common sense thing to do. And I also understand that you don't want to be overly reliant on some of your star players. I'm old enough to remember when a newspaper in England had everybody praying over Rooney's metatarsals. Some nonsense like that. So you totally understand why he has given himself that safety net, and understandably so. And while it's not ideal, and the decision around Jude Bellingham's shoulder surgery was taken by Real Madrid, he's only just come back, just started to be involved with Real Madrid. Too early for Tuchel to involve him in this international window, which I think suits England as much as it suits Real Madrid. There's still another window come November. After that, maybe there's Confederation playoffs in December, which Europe aren't involved in. And then there's the March international window before we get into the World Cup. So with each passing opportunity, of course, there are less and less. There are opportunities for Tuchel to get Bellingham back involved between now and the summer. So this is not an issue. I think this is just the sensible thing to do in every single regard for everybody involved.